ABC, Steve here, FlipSideCT. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been absent for a while, in and out, busy as all heck. I was hit with some traumatic, horrific situation last week, which I'll explain in a brief second. I was supposed to do my Houston visit with Paul Barack P. Dove, who I think he posted his. I'll post mine. But I'm not going to do that just yet because last weekend, that would be the one with, not this past one, the one before Halloween. I did go to my store, record store, and I made some purchases. But that weekend sort of ties into my horrific situation. The following Sunday, I found out my brother had died of a heart attack, 63 years old. He was a remarkable man. He was my hero. He was one of the pulses in my life. He's the only brother I had, the last one left of the family, just he and I, so now I'm the last one standing. But anyway, I wanted to dedicate this and just talk to you a little bit about him. He's just a magnificent person, and just wanted to let you know what he was like. You can fast forward if you're not interested, you just want to see vinyl finds, no problem. My brother Jack, he joined Peace Corps right after college in 1974, which was sort of unheard of. He went to Micronesia, which is a bunch of islands owned by the U.S. in the Pacific, way past Hawaii, north of Australia and east of the Philippines, little island. Put it this way, a boat would come once every 3 months. He was so giving, so caring, and wanted to help kids, and he majored in education. So he would help the delinquent kids there and get them straightened out. He learned the language, he ate the food, of course. He had to hunt and fish to catch his food. He was adopted by a family. He just adapted. He was just a chameleon. He could go anywhere and just fit in. And that's what he did. He loved it. It was paradise there. And he went back there twice. One with his kid, with his son, one with his wife. So that was great for him to do that. Anyway, so what happened was he got a telegram from us in '77, and he raced home, and it was my father that was passing away in a coma, and he got there the day he died and got to see him just still breathing. But anyway, my mom wanted us to get together and bond with his absence. So we went to Europe together in '77. We toured 2 months, Eurail Pass and youth hostels and backpack and the whole fun. Unbelievable. I went back home. He went on to Israel. To continue with his fun and challenges, he decides to volunteer for the Israeli army. Not only the Israeli army, but the most elite brigade there is, the Golani. The Golani is the northern section of Israel by Syria and Lebanon. So when he finished his term, the IDF elite forces wanted him to go further. He couldn't do it. It was too much. He got married in Israel, came back to the U.S., did teaching for elementary school, eventually started working in a hospital as the medical photographer. He organized a new video department for the hospital. He created his own personal video production company. Got his master's. Always helping people. Always helping him, right hand, left hand, helping people create their own video production companies and showed them how to do it. He didn't care. He was modest as all hell, humble as all hell. Give anything just to help people and spend his time, make sure somebody was okay. he did. He he went up doing doing in his life what 10 people do in theirs. He was a 4th degree black belt. Again, helping teaching as he got that to that high level. He loved exercising in the sense of mountain biking, anything exhilarating, anything moving, pumping. He loved paintball. So just to fast forward a little bit, he became a vice principal of Newark School Systems, and he just was everybody's savior there. He knew how to help and how to mentor people. He would help the kids. Newark is not the easiest school, probably one of the toughest in the country. But kids are bigger than him. And he would do things like if some kid all he wanted to do was be a basketball player. And my brother said, you know what your chances are? It's really, really difficult. Why don't you be the owner of the basketball team or a coach? So those are the type of things that he would help people. Just like I said, just help. So on the November 1st, Sunday, he went to play paintball with his fellows, his team. 63-year-old guy playing paintball with the 20-year-olds. He loved the energy. And he just, in the morning, felt before they started, he didn't feel well. Went to one knee and then fell over. And that was it. His team was devastated, of course. They're honoring his jersey. He was called the General on the team, and they had it written over, as you can imagine. He was so badass. The team would use, if you played paintball, they used these cartridges, and they used maybe 5, 10 full of paintballs. My brother used one in like a whole game, maybe even the whole day. I don't know. Those of you who play. He had a lot of stress, of course, but he's going to be sorely missed. He didn't care for music much. He did like Zappa and Dylan, but we weren't really discussing music. We discussed everything. Life, future. So he'll be missed. He's a real empty void. I know time heals. I know talking about it heals. I know, discussing it with people and looking back at memories. I know all that. So just wanted to share and honor him. So at my store, show you 4 finds. Chuck Berry. This is sealed. This is a sweet little rock and roller. I think this is like a reissue or something. This is from the 70s, I think, or 80s. I'm not sure. But sealed Chuck Berry album is cool. Lou Reed, Legendary Hearts. I didn't have this one and needed it. This has Robert Quine on it, Quine. He played with the Voidoids, Eno, some other bands, but great guitars. Excellent, underrated. Cool album, and this is a good album. I like this. Jeremy Spencer. This was on sale. This is a 2012 album, double album. Jeremy Spencer, those of you who don't know, was the other guitarist in Fleetwood Mac with Peter Green. So you could imagine how good he was to play with Peter Green. Phenomenal. Great. He plays some dedications to Elmore James on here. I played one song at the record store, and I just said I'm getting it. This was $10 as a clearance, so that was a great find. So I'm looking on the wall, and I see this cover, and I take it down, and wasn't sure what it was, but I see in the back it says Ork Records. All right. Before I jump ahead, this is put out by a company called Numero Uno. Numero Group from Chicago. 2003 is when they started. They are a fantastic team of people who go after archives, things that are sitting in basements and attics, just put out in the pasture and let go. And the thing is, it's things that are cool, things that should be brought out and should be seen. So these two guys, Terry Ork and Charles Ball, they were with Ork Records. Terry Ork was the manager of television, etc., etc. So these guys took, in 1975, some new bands that were up and coming, not just rock bands, but just new sounding bands, like Television, the Feelies. Anyway, so Charles was more the business. Terry was just, the collaborator. He pulled the Television band together. He's the one working at a bookstore, had them rehearse in his loft. So he was really a catalyst in punk rock, whatever you want to call it, in the CBGBs. They're the ones that went to speak to Hilly Crystal, etc., etc. So this is Ork Records, the company, and the singles that they put out. And there's about 49 of them. Not the singles themselves individually, but there's 4 albums. Terry Ork was from San Diego. In '68, Andy Warhol went out to San Diego. I can't imagine this, but he did, to film San Diego Surfer. And he found out, and this is right before the assassination attempt on Warhol. And he was hanging out with them. He was avant-garde, he was hip, he was cool, and into all the weird things, and hung out, went back to New York, and was part of the factory. So he wanted to take the model of Warhol and apply it himself, hence having his own band, doing some film stuff also. So that's the little history. And Charles is from Ohio. I don't know too much, but he's the one that had the archives hidden. And after he died, Numero Group is the one that went after this and found this and located it. So well done. Numero Uno, the name of this is 060. This is like the 60th archive set that they brought back to life. And if you look at their website, I'll put a link below, you could check out what they're about and other archives they brought. Some film and some music. So these are pictures from Manhattan. I think this is Allen and Hester Street. And you know what? Let me show you a trailer that promotes this. Hold on. Okay, so as you saw, there was pictures in there and information. One thing that drew me to this was this book about CBGBs. I gotta look and see. The photographer David Godless was like a Bob Gruen, and he put together these. Well, he had these pictures, some unseen footage from television and CBGBs. But these are just great shots of the bands that played. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but just for this book, I had to get this. I usually don't buy these box sets, but for this period of time, which I love to collect, was needed. So 4 albums, about 49 singles that they released. Things like Richard Hell are on here, Blank Generation, and one really cool song that was eventually released from television, Little Johnny Jewel.
So little Johnny Jewel is so cool. He had no decision.
We also got the Feelies. Alex Chilton, just probably fresh out of Big Star.
Yeah, they said Bangkok. Oh, Bangkok. Making love the Japanese way. I learned aggressively in Hong Kong, Bangkok. Oh, Bangkok.
So this is really well done. The albums are really heavy and thick. And pictures from Manhattan. You know, like I said, the Marbles on here, the Feelies, the Revlons, Cheetah Chrome, Student Teachers, all these cool avant-garde funky bands. Good music.
I want to know what it is that we're looking for. You say to me, in a voice that's for something sore, I've got the key. Can I take you out with me tonight? If I can quit the waiting and get on with my dream tonight.
Lester Bangs is on here, and I could see why he didn't go far, but just interesting song. Yeah, that's about it. I wanted to share this with you, and let you check this out, because anybody in this genre and who likes this historical piece, I really highly recommend it. I don't know how many they're making, limited or what, but that's about it. Thank you, VC, for listening. Thank you for putting up for my dedication, and I will show my Houston. I did go to a record show. And those of you in the area of Connecticut, there is a record show in Danbury, Connecticut. Check that out. I'll be there. Thank you. Bye-bye.